Alright, it's time for dinner, and tonight I've decided that I'm going to have chicken chunks, chicken nuggets, whatever you want to call them, but I'm going to make them homemade. Now, when I went to the grocery store, I got this Amish chicken, okay? I found that I like the Amish chicken the best. The feed makes the difference. The chicken was fed a vegetarian diet. I'm not a vegetarian, my girlfriend is, but I'm not. But I like my chickens to be. And with absolutely no antibiotics, no medications added to food, water, or anything. And as always, no animal byproducts, no growth stimulants, no added hormones. 100% chicken. So when you go to the store, you look, and a lot of that stuff's been injected with salt water or a flavoring or something like that. That's not the chicken you're looking for. You want 100% chicken, nothing but chicken. This has got 5% retained water in it, and that's about as good as it's going to get. So again, quality products, start with the best chicken breast you can get. And we're going to start by opening the container here and getting these chicken breasts out. These are some nice chicken breasts. How many we got here? 6 of them. Now here's the thing. My girlfriend spends a lot of time on the road, so she's not home. But even when she is here, she's a vegetarian. And as y'all can tell, I'm not. So I have to make meals, cook meals, 2 separate meals. I have to use two separate pans. Things can't be cross-contaminated, so it's a little tough. But the point being is that I can't eat 6 chicken breasts. But what I can do is I can cook these up, and they'll be good for a day or two if I keep them in the refrigerator, and it'll be a nice snack. So I had some shells and cheese left over from last night. I didn't want just that, so while I was at the store today, they happened to have the Amish chicken on sale. And so I picked some up, and tonight I'm going to come home and do a video on that for you. So as you can see, all we're doing is we're just taking these breasts. They've been deboned, deskinned. They're ready to go, and we're just cutting them into chunks. Now I'm trying to cut them into about the same size chunks so that they cook evenly when we're cooking them. Sometimes you have to split that breast like that to get the chunks so they're not so long when you get into that thick part of the breast. But basically what you want to do is you just want to cut this chicken into chunks about bite size, maybe 2 bites. And I'm telling you folks, if you've never made homemade chicken nuggets, I can't imagine somebody hasn't, but if you've not, this is not McDonald's. You're in for a real treat here. I'll go ahead and get the rest of this chicken cut up, get the rest of these breasts cut up. I'm going to do the same thing with them, and then I'll show you what egg wash we're going to use, and we'll take it from there. We're going to make the wash for the egg wash for the chicken nuggets. We're going to start with 3 large eggs. I'm not real good at measuring. My recipes, I just kind of go by what I think, how much spice or how much salt or how much pepper I think that I'm going to like in it. And I suggest you do the same, because you may like a lot of salt, you may like a lot of pepper, and I may not like so much. So that's the nice thing about cooking at home. You can just make it the way that you want to make it and make yourself happy. I think that's what I like most about it. So we've got 3 eggs there. We're going to put a little bit of salt. I'm going to put a little salt in there. We're going to put a little bit of pepper. And you will, if you follow my channel, you will know when I go to cooking, hot sauce is the way to go. They've got this, I don't know if it's new or not, it's new to me, I just found it, but they have this garlic hot sauce. I suppose you can see that. I really like that. 3 things you need to have in your kitchen, and that's onion, garlic, and hot sauce. So let's put a few shakes of that hot sauce in this wash too. Give it a little kick. And then one other thing I like to add is a little bit of milk. I would like to have half and half, but I don't. Again, my girlfriend drinks coffee, I don't, so when she's here, there's always half and half, and I like to put a little half and half. But today we're going to cheat. We're going to put just a little bit of, this is 2%, so I guess that's my healthy additive. Like I told you, when I can make it healthier, I do. So there we go, I use 2% instead of half and half. And then all you want to do is just mix this up real good. There, shed a little light on the subject. So there we go. We have the egg wash. Set this over here. Now get us a plate. And for chicken nuggets, I like to use Italian breadcrumbs. They got a little Italian seasonings in them, so I think that adds to it. I've found like shrimp and things like that, I prefer just plain breadcrumbs. But when it comes to the chicken and some other things, I like to use the Italian breadcrumbs. So we're going to sprinkle a little bit of these breadcrumbs out on a plate like that. There you go. Now we can see it a little better. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take some of these chicken chunks I've got over here. We're going to put them in the egg. Just let them soak there for a second. Put them over here in these breadcrumbs. And those are nice sized chunks there. I think those will be really tasty once we get them done. So we're gonna do this with a batch. You know, go ahead and get as many ready as you can. All right, we've got some pieces here ready to go into the deep fryer. As you can see, the deep fryer is ready. Got the baskets. We're going to use the baskets so they don't float around. We can keep control of them. The orange light up there is gone off, and it tells me my grease is hot. Now, as I was saying before, you want to be careful. You don't want to add too much. You don't want to overload these baskets because that'll lower the temperature of the grease. And if you lower it too much, you end up with soggy fried food, and you know nobody likes soggy fried food. So make sure that you don't overload your baskets when you put in there. We're probably going to put about 5 pieces in each basket, so that'd be a 10 in there total, and just get a nice coat of you can see I'm over here, I'm rolling them around, and as I get them rolled around, then I set them down here in the basket. And be careful looking through that viewfinder. I don't want to reach into my deep fryer. That would make for a mess, that's for sure. And then all you do is just set the baskets down in there, let them fry for just a second. Ooh, doesn't that look good? Homemade chicken chunks. You can't beat them. Once you have these, you will, you know, McDonald's isn't going to be where you're going to want to go. And that's kind of the problem with cooking at home. You get spoiled on your own way, and then when you go out to a restaurant, you compare it to that. Give the baskets a shake so that you can break them loose, so nuggets are loose from the bottom. Otherwise, when you go to take them out of there, you'll end up, your breading will end up sticking to the basket. So we'll let these fry for a few minutes, probably 3 to 5 minutes, and when I come back, then we'll take a look at them, see if they're done. Check. Sound like they're cooking pretty good. Oh yeah, look at those. Look at nice and golden brown. Just give them just a few seconds longer. You just kind of got to do it a few times to get a feel. You want them to be nice and golden brown, not golden. That means they're not done, but then you don't want them burn either, so you don't want them to get too dark. Those are looking just about right. And then you pull them up, and what you want to do is you want to let them rest on the top of your deep fryer. Let the grease drain out while that temperature is up underneath. It keeps that grease flowing. So let that, give them a shake. And then you want to have a bowl with some paper towel in it. Just dump them into that. Look at that there. Now that's chicken. Alright, there you go. All fried up, ready to eat. And you look at that plate, you probably got $8 or $9 in that. I mean, I don't know how many chicken McNuggets you can buy in a McDonald's or something like that for $8 or $9, but even if it was a truckload of them, they wouldn't be anywhere near as good. I'd trade these few for a truckload of the others. So, and what I've decided to do is I've got some leftover shells and cheese from last night. Nothing really special, but I've kind of taken those nuggets and laid them in the middle of it, and so it's kind of like a chicken parmesan in nuggets. And then, of course, I've got these left over for snacking. So I'm looking forward to a nice long weekend, relaxing, enjoying some good food, and like I tell people, even if I was king of the world, I'd still be eating the same thing for dinner. I wish I could share it with you, but since I can't, I'll eat it all myself. Y'all have a good night, and thanks for tuning in.